we're down here at Scripps Mercy here in Chula Vista, and we are joining the other protesters because they're shutting down the labor and delivery maternity unit here at Scripps Chula Vista. So we are asking for your support. So call the state health board, call the administrators at Scripps. The population of people that are going to be losing out on health care is again disproportionate to this community, to the underserved. And so we are out here supporting this ridiculous decision. Share the live out. Use the power of social media to show everybody how ridiculous this is. Literally, people in the South Bay are going to have to go 12 more miles. They're going to have to go 12 more miles, which doesn't sound like a lot, in order to get health care. It could take up to 2 hours. It could take up to 2 hours.
Save our babies! Save our moms! 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 Save our babies! Save our babies!
How many moms and babies are going to be unalived because they don't have health care and they have to go 12 extra miles, which could take as long as 2 hours on the trolley or the bus? So we appreciate your support.
Thank you everybody for coming out and supporting the community. We are going to fight for them. I'm so proud that everybody came out here in support of us.
So we are out here supporting. So anything you can do to call the state health board. Junior, hold this for a second. No, just face it this way. So this, my sign says 12 miles could take 2 hours. How many will be unalive? So again, we appreciate your support. And we have all these people out here supporting this cause. We'll walk for a little while, yeah.
Can we get on the sidewalk then?
Yeah. Save our babies. So we're out here protesting. We're at Scripps Mercy, Chula Vista here, and in a cost-cutting measure for a non-profit hospital, they're talking about consolidating, and the people that are going to be affected by this are the underserved moms and babies in this community, which are going to have to go 12 extra miles, which could take as long as 2 hours. In order to get health care. So it's bad enough that states are taking away the rights of moms and babies, forcing doctors and nurses to leave the state. But now we have to face on their own volition, closing an entire maternity ward in the state of California. You'd think this would be happening in Florida and Texas, not California, in an underserved community. Literally the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. So we'd love to have you support the nurses and doctors, the moms and babies, and the dads that are also going to have to go 12 extra miles at least for health care because this hospital is going to be closed other than for emergencies. Thanks for the follow, y'all. But I would love for you to call the State Health Board of California and put pressure on social media, repost anything you see about this. Babies. Oh. Thanks for the follow, y'all. I appreciate it. Got a lot of support out here. I haven't met one person that is for this closure. And we're walking towards City Hall. If you want to come out here, if you're close here in San Diego, you want to join, I'd love for you to come out here and join us. Got a few hundred people out here today, and just so everybody knows, there is rumors that people that work here, if they come over to the protest, that not only are they going to be forced to sign an NDA, but they will lose their severance and lose their jobs if they ever want to work at this hospital again, if they come over here and protest. So there's a word for that, and I'm not going to say it on here, but it's just ridiculous. It's a non-profit, Randy. It's ridiculous. But you're allowed to have your opinion. You're the minority. You're providing a service for the underserved community. And you're going to have people who are going to be unalived because they have to go 12 extra miles to a hospital that has terrible parking. It's almost impossible in an emergency situation. They can stay in this location to go to another location 12 miles away. They're shutting down a labor and delivery floor, a maternity floor in an underserved population here in San Diego. And in the state of California, it's literally ridiculous. You expect these kinds of things in Florida and Texas and Alabama. And in a lot of the southern states, but not in California. They're claiming that there's a 50% capacity right now on average on this floor. They're consolidating from 40 to 10 nurses. And it's just ridiculous. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see you at City Hall.
Okay, thank you.
The news crews all have to move their cars.
Right, yeah, exactly. You got the little girls out here. You got people of all walks of life. Men, young men, older men, women, little girls, all supporting this. And it's literally ridiculous. Hospitals are non-profit. Most of them are non-profit. And people say, well, protesting doesn't do anything. Well, yeah, protests have done a lot in our day. And it may not do anything for this hospital, but it may do it for the next one. When they know that there's going to be a lot of pressure placed upon underserved areas like this that are no longer going to have health care. I guarantee you one area in San Diego they wouldn't do this at, and that's La Jolla. You think they would close down Scripps La Jolla? Not in a million years. Not yet. So we appreciate you guys tapping in, even if you disagree. California people are out of control. You want to elaborate on that? That's a gross overgeneralization and probably more of a gaslighting statement than anything, but I appreciate you tapping in. Thanks for the follow, you guys. You're probably wondering how I'm going live on an account with less than 100 people, but there is a way and it is legal. unlike what this hopefully is going to turn out to be, which is illegal if the state board has to get involved, the state health department. And so we're walking our way towards City Hall right now. Thanks for the follow, you guys. I appreciate it. It's bad enough that women are not getting health care in states that are forcing doctors and nurses to leave the state because of the decision of Roe v. Wade. But now in a state where you would think health care would be given, especially in underserved areas, they're taking it away and making them go. They make plenty of money, Randy, I get it. They make plenty of money at Scripps. They're a $1 billion industry. It's ridiculous. They would never close it down in La Jolla. Unacceptable. Thanks for tapping in, everybody. We appreciate it. Well, we need the power of social media to get well beyond California to put pressure not only locally but at the state level. And this was on short notice, but very good turnout, and a lot of the employees who wanted to come out and protest. There has been an unwritten rule, basically, that if they protest, they're going to lose their severance package, and they will never be able to work at Scripps ever again. So that right there is as big of a concern as closing down a maternity ward and taking 75% of the nurses out of work and forcing people in underserved communities and, dare I say, TJ across the border who have to come over here to work, who deserve to have medical rights, and instead they're going to have to go 12 extra miles. Some of them take the buses, the trolleys, and it's going to take them up to 2 hours. And unfortunately, there's going to be a number of moms and babies that don't make it. So thanks for tapping in. Anything you see about this, if you support it, anything you do to like on here, anything you do to stitch, anything you do to duet, any kind of videos that have to do with this, that's how it helps the algorithm and get the word out, because there's a lot of people across the country that have no idea that this kind of thing is going on. They'd be appalled that they're taking away 30 out of 40 nurses and doctors' jobs on a maternity ward for underserved people in San Diego, in the South Bay, which they would never do in La Jolla. They would never do this in 92037. This would never happen in 92037 in La Jolla or Del Mar or Encinitas or anywhere else in the North County. Only in the South Bay. It's horrendous. And it's just another example of sticking it to the people that are poor and that don't already have access to health care. What time is it? Okay, we got time.
4:20.
So please share the live out, you guys. Thanks for following. Adrian, thank you. I appreciate it. But we would appreciate it even more, besides sharing this out, if you would duet, stitch, like, seek out any of these videos that have to do with the closing of the maternity ward at Scripps Chula Vista, which is going to happen the day before Mother's Day, which is another sad date that they chose. There is a mandated, I think, 90-day requirement. So this is a sign that I made. I don't know if you guys can see it. But 12 miles could take 2 hours. How many will be unalived? So shout out to my daughter who helped me make these signs, who's here also with us today. And you really wonder who's making these kinds of decisions. Stephanie, this is about the underserved community of Chula Vista, California, near the Mexican border. Shutting down a maternity ward, completely enforcing all traffic other than emergencies 12 miles north, which could take up to 2 hours for most of the people in this community who don't have access to health care as it is, who are going to end up being unalived, some of them babies and moms, because they're not going to be able to get to the access that they need for health care, having to see other doctors that they hadn't seen the entire labor and delivery process. And it wouldn't be happening in La Jolla, California, only in an underserved, low-income, first-generation zip code. So it's just asinine. They're making plenty of money at Scripps. They're a billion-dollar company, non-profit. Permanently. They're closing it permanently. So anything you guys can do to duet, stitch, do your research on the situation, call the California State Health Board, demand that this be reversed, this decision be reversed, and after 90 days, the day before Mother's Day, they're going to be shutting that floor down. And what they claim is only 50% capacity. Well, I guarantee you're still making money on something that's 50% capacity, even at a hospital. Appreciate the follow, you guys. Most of the people are supporting. There are people that are dissenting, which I don't mind people doing their research for themselves, but go ahead. And once you come to the same conclusion, we appreciate your support. You're forcing nurses who have worked for 2 decades to have to look for another job, who have worked the day shift, who now have to consider working night shifts now, changing their whole family structure. I mean, this ripple effect is ridiculous. Not only for the doctors and the nurses, but most importantly for the people in these communities that already have lower access to health care. Yeah, 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll go back. You said 10 to 15 minutes, so you'll be fine. For access to health care. Yeah, 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll go back. You said 10 to 15 minutes, so you'll be fine. Save our babies. Save our moms. Save our babies. So anyways, thanks for supporting y'all. I mean, how many moms and babies aren't going to make it 12 miles north? How many moms and babies are going to go, start heading 12 miles north and not realizing it's an emergency, and then they don't make it? So they are still going to serve people. But Chula Vista, which is less than 10 miles from the Mexican border, and they have made a decision to consolidate and close the maternity ward here in Chula Vista, which they would never have done in La Jolla, California. And unfortunately, they're choosing to do it in an underserved,
I know your mom's crying right now. She was crying, huh?
first-gen area.
I know your mom's crying right now. She was crying, huh?
First-gen area. And so we'll talk more about this in the coming days.